Hi guys, I thought today we would do an event. It's something I've not actually done on the channel before, but I couldn't resist because it's the Festival Elder Dragon Legends 30th anniversary, which is kind of crazy to think the game's been going on for that long. You have to pay to enter, which is a bit expensive, but I had some spare gold that I just farmed, and you have to use one of these dragons and just build a Brawl deck. So let's get into it. And yeah, let's see how this works. You win some cosmetics along the way. So let's see if we can get 5 wins and get some mystery cosmetics. I have no idea what the prizes are. I'm going to take it they're skins for dragons or sleeves, maybe. So for this video, I have crafted, well, I've edited Iymrith, which is one of my favourite dragons of all time. And it's something that I've been using for a while. So let's get into some of these games. I will go into deck tech after game 1, just so we get a vibe of the deck. See how it does. I've made it pretty hardcore, to be honest. There's a lot of counters in this, something I don't normally do, and should be interesting to see how we get on. It's kind of like a nice break from the normal queue, because if everyone's using a dragon, then it might feel a bit different. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be some crazy dragons here. Let's go for that first because it comes in tapped unless we have a legend. But yeah, I'm quite excited by this. It's almost like a window into the future. Having queues for certain archetypes is interesting. It doesn't have to just be tribal things like dragons. It can be other things too. So that taps for an additional. I think we'll just use Blink of an Eye here. There's nothing else we're going to really do anyway. I think just slow him down a little bit. We've not got a great backup hand after that. Might use Absorb Energy next. I think we'll probably just keep up the Absorb Energy in the next turn, because I get the feeling they do want to go for Daragaz, unless they maybe remove it here. Dowsing Dagger gives us 2 plants. Fair enough. Yeah, and because they're going to have 5 on the next turn, I will just hold up the Absorb Energy. It's definitely interesting on my channel to go down the counters route. As I said, I don't normally... they're going to Thought Seize me. I guess we'll just do that anyway. It makes the Erenicus's Val duplication 1 cheaper, which is interesting. Yeah, it's a real shame about that. I obviously would have preferred to counter the Fable. So whenever the end step happens, conjure a random card. Oh, and it comes down into play eventually, which is kind of scary. It's a very powerful card I haven't seen in a while. Ooh, Cyclonic Rift is going to be nice. And then next turn, we can go for Iymrith. Following turn, duplication to get 2 Iymriths. Now they see that we have the Rift. So I'm not sure how they're going to play into it. The Thoughtseize really did throw us off the game. They're looking at our lands. Does that mean they have land destruction? Maybe. Is it going to be land destruction? That's going to be annoying. So we definitely want to block this Goblin Shaman, because if it flips, this taps for 3 mana of any color, which is something we don't want. They're going to go straight for us. Well, it doesn't really make a difference, because we're going to block it either way. Because we don't want Narset to die, and we do not want the Dowsing Dagger to flip. Okay. So we kind of have to just go for Iymrith here. The Ward 4 is kind of awesome. It kind of says Hexproof this early. And I'm just realizing now that Ward 4 is actually probably one of the highest ward costs I've seen in a while. Us not activating Narset. Okay, so they killed her in response. That is a shame. Does make me wonder though, if they were going to do that anyway, why they just didn't do that in their turn. Let's just pretend that's exactly what they did. Let's just pretend. So they're going to get a random dragon with suspend. Brazen Borrower. That's actually pretty good. So let's get 2 Iymriths. Twimriths. Bounce that back to the hand so we can get over the top. That was actually a pretty good pick up there. And the interesting thing with Iymrith is we basically want to empty our hand, because the fewer cards we have in hand, the more we draw with Iymrith triggers. And I guess the fact they killed the Narset isn't too bad, because they used a Terra Sunder on something that might not have affected them overall. So that's definitely interesting. The fact that they have one fewer kill spell for an Iymrith is kind of good. I shouldn't be too sad about that. It's one of those unusual cases of you're actually weirdly happy for removal to be used early. But it seems like they have more anyway. But the thing here is that if we use Cyclonic Rift, it's going to bounce the Kenrith's transformation to their hand, which means I'll have to redeploy it and everything else. We can basically reset the whole field and likely win very, very soon. We shall see. Are they going to attack into a 5-5? That would be kind of foolish. With a 3-3. So, go for the Fountain. We could go for Midnight Clock into Chingataxius. Maybe that's the best thing to do. It is a bit risky not using the Rift now. I guess I'm just being a bit greedy. If they want to block the 4-3 on the Iymrith, I'm more than happy. Because it just means something less that we have to use a Rift on. Whelming Wave. Okay. So now if they kill this Iymrith, then Whelming Wave actually gets a bit better, because it just means we can bounce the original Iymrith to our hand and redeploy later on. So we're actually in a pretty good scenario. I think we might be okay here. Are they going to create a copy of that? So that it looks like they really need the mana for whatever reason it is. Maybe a mass board wipe or something. There's no point blocking that, because there's no extra benefit from that hitting us. It's this one that we have to be cautious of. It feels likely that there's a board wipe coming, right? Or something along those lines, just because they've just completely tapped out to get the mana. And if it is, and I guess playing the Jingataxis felt maybe a bit too much there, but yeah, it's awesome how our creatures just seem to have ward left, right, and centre, even if this one has been removed by becoming an elk. Heartless Act. So there we go. That is actually falling into our Whelming Wave quite nicely. Because if we return the token to our hand, it would die anyway, right? So they're going to go for Daragaz again. That means that suspend count is going to come down in the next turn. So we might want to wait for the Rift. Kira. Would they actually block here? Would they block? 5, 6. You know what? We're just going to pass the turn. I don't want to trade a Jin for Daragaz. That doesn't feel so good. So that dragon's going to come down, and it's a bone dragon. Okay, not too scary. That's not something that gives me reason to be concerned. I mean, yes, it can come back from the graveyard to the battlefield, but they're still going to have to pay 5 to put it into their battlefield from their hand after the Rift anyway. And it's very unlikely they're going to be able to stop this, because this won't target. They're going to try and copy Bone Dragon. Okay, fine. Let's overload it then. So because it doesn't target anything, they can't fizzle this with any green spell. Nice. And that's really going to slow them down a lot, because they've only got 4 mana now as well, which means they can't even cast Daragaz again unless they play a land. And depending on what they play or don't play, they're going to have to discard a number of those cards, because you can't keep that many. So I think we've just really, really kind of annihilated them there. But then Cyclonic Rift is just so OP. Interesting how, since this came out in Alchemy 23, we have never seen it ever since. It's kind of sad that cards just basically get lost in time. All these plants they're giving us. I suppose we probably want to go for the Teferi anyway. Somewhat ironic that playing cards now gives us too many cards. I'm not going to benefit from Iymrith. But yeah, there we go. That was the power of Cyclone Rift there. So this is the Iymrith deck that I submitted. As I said in the introduction, it's tried and tested. I've just fallen in love with this one for so many reasons. The artwork, amazing, abilities, amazing, very evocative of the white blue Ojutai. When it hits somebody, anticipate. So look at the top three, put onto your hand. Technically, this is stronger if you have fewer cards in your hand. So the drawing ability is stronger, less selection, but more overall. The ward is obviously weaker because hexproof. Ojutai has hexproof if it's untapped. This is ward 4, so it swings and roundabouts. I think they definitely knew what they were doing here. They gave us a riff on Ojutai, and I'm more than happy to take it. And it's pretty balanced, to be honest, because we never see it, but it's very cool. The deck is along the lines of, I guess I would say maybe toxic, in that it uses a lot of counter spells. I think you get to a point when you use a lot of counter spells, and I think you can officially say the deck's toxic. Let's have a look at a quick count here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'd say 10 clarifiers because there's even more actually. There's absorb energy, and you got dive down and shore up, which gives you hexproof, which kind of feels like counter spells. But yeah, this might be up your alley if you're into counter spells, and it's something I don't really do too often. And yeah, obviously Time Warp, River's Rebuke, Discover the Formula, all crazily powerful cards working together. It works super well in this deck because Iymrith just gives you advantage back. If you've got no cards in hand and you hit, you're going to get 3 back, and it's just ludicrous. So it is a very strong deck, and I'm proud to say that because I just love dragons. I do love mono blue, even though I don't use it that much on the channel. Essentially because I know what it does. Once you know what something does, once I know what something does, I kind of move on to new territories. So yeah, we've even got a couple of swords here to give them better protection, a bit more advantage, playing more lands, playing stuff from the graveyard. Hercule is interesting. I wanted to see if this was good. I think it's okay, but it only triggers in your end step. So if you cast off in your turn, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck at the end, and you put one of them into your hand, or one card of the type you've already played into your hand for each type you've already played. So yeah, the wording is really weird, but you get the picture. Pretty cool. I think blue players will love this. So let's see how well this does in the event. We're 1 win in so far. Let's see how many more wins we can get before I get tired. Oh, and also the reason Team Penance in here is interesting. It's the cheapest way I found to give Iymrith Trample and Vigilance, which does 2 things. Vigilance means he always has ward, and Trample means their 1/1 blockers are not going to matter because you're going to go over the top. And obviously the Trample with Shadow Spear. I'd say anything Trample and giving him Vigilance is going to be sick in this deck. Oh, and one final thing before I go. This is actually using my paper Ojutai deck, Lost in the Maze. It comes in, you can stun a number of creatures with Flash, which is already pretty cool, but tapped creatures you control have hexproof, which is just crazy with this. So he has ward 4 when he's untapped, and then he's hexproof when he's tapped. So that this plus Iymrith, or this plus Ojutai in paper, whoa, so amazing. This is actually, I kind of can't believe how I've never seen this being played against me. But I don't know, maybe it's a bit too cute. I don't know, though. 2 mana give you all attacking creatures hexproof. That's kind of awesome, right? And it's flash, which means you can deny an opponent a kill spell. Let's see how that goes. I recommend this card, definitely, 100%. So I don't know if you're interested in seeing the reward, but I got Bladed Ambassador Ink alternate art. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a dragon event, and they give you Phyrexian promo arts. I mean, I guess it's in line with Wizards of the Coast, ethos of just do whatever. Whatever, I was thinking you'd get some really cool prizes, but clearly I was wrong. And seeing a bit of a pattern here, another John Dragon, but this one's 7 mana. And I'm definitely going to keep this hand because it's got Pact of Negation. So Pact is really nice if your commander is 5 mana or more, mainly because you normally tap out on turn 4 or 5 to go for your commander, and then you're defenseless. But if you have the Pact, it just gives you a bit of oomph to push push the opponent's kill spell away. I'm already liking this queue. I'm seeing different things. I would highly recommend it. I really would. Splendiferous Clothis. That's actually very good against us, but we don't actually have anything else in the graveyards yet, so it doesn't do much yet. But we are going to have to find a way to get rid of that hopefully soon. Mystic Study, sure up. Mystic Study is fine. I think none of the other ones were screaming at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can already go for Iymrith next turn. And we have Packed Up and Negate. That's interesting. Negate and Packed Off Negation. It's kind of cool. And if they missed a land, they've got no black sources yet. Shivan Devastator. Oh, they're going to kill our Narset with a 3/3 haste. I guess it's better now than later, because that's actually kind of a scary card. Haste X power. Annoyingly, they will be able to exile the Narset and deal 2 to us. Okay, fine. They've got aerial superiority. Well, not superiority yet, but I mean, if we're looking at Daragars here, if it's a tribal John Dragons deck, that could be kind of cool. And we currently don't have any removal. Which is not good. I would be very intrigued if they could kill it this turn, considering it has Ward 4, which is all of their mana. Garrett's Uprising. Okay. So that could eventually draw them cards. No attacks. Nice. Okay, so that is sort of removal. Let's play this. Now, we have multiple defense systems online. Negate and Pack. So attacking feels fine here. And drawing a card as well. I mean, we're already pressuring them. You know, this is a lot of pressure. And if you play Brawl, it makes the Negate even cheaper as well. If we go for that, we can still have Negate up for 1 blue as well. I think that's okay. I'm going to risk it for a Chocolate Biscuit. Let's see how we get on here. If they don't get a black mana source, though, I don't think it's going to look too good for them. One, two, three, 4. Okay. Lightning Axe. Draw a card. Okay. So the question is, do we care about Brawl? Do we actually care about Brawl? The only downside is if we let Brawl die, we can't negate in their turn for 1 blue. But we've still got the Pact. Yeah, that's fine. We can Pact if something scary happens. They are going to stay alive with this Clothis, though, I have to say. They're going to start draining us. So we do have 2 or 3 lifelink instances in our deck, though. So we'll see how that works out. Again, still no black mana. Beginning of your upkeep, you've control creature powerful greater. So these both care about powerful greater, and ironically, that has no power. So Case of Lost Witness, that's a bit of a meme card. I like this. It creates 4 Fibblethrips, and then the case is solved if you control a Fibblethip, basically. And then you basically get a bonus to Citadel. You do. So that is kind of ludicrous. They actually just blocked with a 3/3, which is kind of interesting considering the pressure they're gaining from the Clothis. Ledger Shredder. Cool, let's just play stuff. It's such a feels bad when you play a Shivan Devastator to block. Seriously. I guess it's the lack of black mana, yeah. That is a shame. You'd think that in a deck which is tricolor, you would see a few more dual lands. But you know what? The shuffler sometimes is just like that. I have a theory, though. People think that by putting these MDFTs into their deck, that it counts as a land. Arena doesn't count this as a land, just so you know. I did read that somewhere in a statement from Motsy. So if I always have 40 lands in my deck, for instance, but if you're going, let's say, 35 lands, 5 of these MDFC lands, it ain't going to pan out. The game is just going to treat this as a normal card, and you will be down on basic lands in your ratios. So just be cautious using these. I'm not a huge fan. I think they do skew the game a bit in a weird way in terms of the algorithm and stuff. So I tend not to use them that much for that very reason. I'm going to quickly interrupt this video to tell you this video is not sponsored, and because of that, the channel does need help from people like you. So if you do want to support the channel in your own way, you can like and subscribe, which is completely free. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can donate to the channel via my Ko-fi link below, or become a channel patron. And if you become a channel patron, you can get a custom video of your choice. Check out the details below. All right, so 2 wins in. Let's see what the next reward is. Is it going to be anything related to dragons? Okay, it's a alternate art Mishra. Just a bit odd. I suppose they're just giving random full arts out. Now, I don't actually know if they see your current full arts. Like, am I getting duplicates of those rewards? That's the thing. It feels like a lot. 2,500 gold to join an event, to play normal Brawl, to get crappy rewards. I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. We get to go first. This is actually a really solid hand, so I'll keep that. Even a bit of ramp. Hidetsugu and Kairi, nice. Loads of dragons, cool. Dragon format. I mean, I would be happy if they kept this, because I don't know if you know this, but Commander is based on a really old format called EDH. So newer players probably won't understand this as well. But EDH stands for Elder, Dragon, Highlander, and it's basically the same format we play today, Commander. But it was a format that judges made, like Sheldon Menery, who's not with us anymore. He was a judge, so in between judging games, the judges made their own format, and it was called Elder, Dragon, Highlander. And that's evolved over time to be called Commander, I think, for PR reasons, just to make it sound a bit more snazzy. And the original EDH decks, or Commander decks, they all used to be... they all had to have a legendary dragon. So, yeah, you had to have a legendary dragon in order to play the format. So that's kind of cool. Let's go for Search Risk Hunter. Another land. Yeah, sure. So we're in a pretty good spot right here. Did they... they didn't ramp yet. So, yeah, we ramped. So it looks like we're just kind of rushing ahead. I think the combination of Ledger Shredder and Search for a Scant is kind of cool. But yeah, as I was saying, if we kept EDH as an actual format with dragons in it, that would be sick. I think that would actually solve a lot of problems. And it would make the format fun again, because you'd have to actually think about just the dragons. Of course, you know, we get to the problem where certain dragons would be super OP, like Niv Mizzets and stuff, but maybe they could sort that out. I mean, it's interesting to see. I'd be interested to see the weighting for this event, to see if it is any different from regular Brawl, to see if commanders are weighed the same and it is true random, but yeah, who knows. So I've got 2 mana up, which is a bit sus, including blue. So, oh, counter spell. Okay, let's go for this in case they choose to go for a fetch land. Crystal Grotto is interesting. Not something you see normally in 2-color decks. Maybe. I don't know. Just not something you see very often. Teferi. Okay. I think we're just going to go over the top. So with the Ledger Shredder out, our Lofty Denial counters spells they pay for, which is kind of good. So we want to keep the flies. Keep Ledger Shredder alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in theory, next turn they could go for Hidetsugu. Japanese words are interesting because it's spelt Hidetsugu, but I think a lot of Japanese kanji and stuff, they miss out the U at the end. So Japanese people say Hidetsugu. I don't know. Did they say Hidetsugu or Hidetsug? I'm not 100% sure. Vesuvian Drifter. Beginning of each combat, you may reveal top card. Every revealed creature becomes a copy of that until the end of the turn, except I was flying. Okay. Again, they've got 2 mana up, including a potential blue source. The artwork on this is truly exquisite. The ability on it is truly bewildering. So it doesn't really do much on the turn it comes in. Typhoid Rats. I guess if we discard... I kind of want to keep the removal. We don't have too much of it. A Typhoid Rats is weird. Typhoid Rats. Strange. I don't see the synergy. I feel like, oh, this is a really strange feeling. This deck might be a newer player. Just because it just feels a bit more random, which is kind of cool. There's some things you don't normally see together. Like, just Vesuv and Drifter is just not something we normally see. But that's good. It's nice to see a bit of different stuff. Typhoid rats. I mean, there is a death synergy here. Maybe there is a deathly thing going on. Sacrificing the rats for some reason. I'm really not sure, to be honest. Time warp. Well, we have to keep that, don't we? Oh, each combat. Oh, actually, now I've realised it says each combat. This hits different. Because if you've got Onomog on top, people are, oh no, I don't want to attack into that. Okay, so Iymrith should be safe, right? In theory, he should be relatively safe because Ward 4 is big. I'm glad that Hidetsugu says when it dies, because if we're probably going to bounce it and then they won't get any abilities of us. It's kind of wasting their turn, which I like to see. But what are we gonna do with it? Is it gonna be something we're not used to seeing? I think that's something else I like about seeing different types of players and cards, is because it just makes your brain tick a bit. I'm really used to the meta, and the meta is just so boring, you know. This is cool. This is actually, I don't think Wizards realizes when they put you in tier 1 or Hell Queue just how much of a psychological effect it has. It's just so boring, you know. And even the decks I would consider powerful, like Iymrith, this would even be in the top decks. It's kind of crazy. Huh? Oh no, I feel really bad now. They targeted their own creature with Annihilating Glare. I have to admit that the way this game works is, it looks like the player probably thought the first option was the creature to sacrifice because of the way it's worded, because it's the top part of the card. But with this card, it wants you to choose the target. Oh yeah, because there's no target on the first sentence, so it doesn't even let you do anything yet. Yeah, so destroy. So first it's going to ask you which card you want to kill, one of mine, and then you choose the creature you want to sacrifice. Oh, that's so sad. I feel really bad. That kind of solidifies it there. I'm sorry about that, Gen 505. Yeah, I've done it as well. There's a lot of weird things in the game which are programmed in a strange way that they have fixed over time. You should have seen a vanilla arena. It was just wild. Like, the amount of bugs and system issues they had, just things just didn't look the way they do now. Things got it pretty good now, to be honest. Apart from, you know, all the ropers and stuff, which I hope Gen doesn't turn out to be. Right, we're going to swing in with Iymrith. Draw a card. So I suppose some mercies have to be given against new players, but it's... Oh, there are 4/5 now. Okay, I have to admit, though, it's definitely a time sink card, especially if you're not used to the game and you're asking yourself, should I become a copy of XYZ? It's one of those things. It's the problem I have with... I know a lot of people that use tutors, and when they tutor, they don't know what they're tutoring for. And I just feel like, well, why using the card? You know, it's like... I don't know. It's like going to a restaurant when you're not hungry. Why are you there? If you're going to use demonic tutor effects, have a rough idea of what you need. And that's just a little caveat, that is. So if they have a kill spell or rule spell, +2, +1, indestructible, we could just probably bounce that to the hand. Now, the reason I didn't kick that is because I still want to have 3 mana up for the Lofty Denial. And if I had kicked that, I'd only have 1 mana up. So it's a bit of a risk, but we just 2-for-1 them, essentially. Because they were trying to trade with Iymrith. Well, actually, they wouldn't have even traded. They would have just killed Iymrith outright, because +2 indestructible. That's a pretty nifty, cool card there. And also, I think that is Gideon riding Rakdos, which is something that you don't expect to see. very often. And that was during, I think, War of the Spark, when they all teamed up against Bolus, which ironically is a dragon. But this guy, I guess this is more of a demon-y thing, but he does look kind of dragon-y though. Especially with his big wings, but yeah. Gideon rode atop. Okay, so here we go for the Vesuvian Drifter again. So now we know that the top card was Quicksilver Fisher. But that's also a really good example of the difference between a rare and a common. Because Iymrith is a 5-mana 5/5 flying with loads of words. And this is a 5-mana 4/3 flyer for common. So you see the difference there? It's huge. I guess ultimately it doesn't really matter what the rarity is, because you'll get good and bad of all rarities. But yeah, some people just wonder what the difference between a rare and a common is. Yeah, that's a good little comparison there, I'd say. I'm not really sure why they're holding priority. Oh wow, okay, Spark Double, that's going to make things interesting. I kind of want to hit a land as well. But I also want to leave mana up. So what's it going to be this time? Is it going to be something scary? No. Okay. If there's one thing I do wish against new players, it's the pointless holding of priority of every single time. It's frustrating. And I can totally see why people are paired against people using Matchmaker in regular games. And maybe they haven't done it here. I don't know. Compound Fracture. -1/-1. It gets an additional 1 for each card named in your graveyard. So that doesn't work in the 60 card. Okay, so that's -1/-1. That's still bigger than a Vesuvian Drifter. Okay. And they're still going to block anyway. I don't know what to say about that. That was an interesting move. Because if you were going to just chomp anyway, then there was no point using the first spell. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll get rid of that. Play another land. And now we still have Lofty Denial up. I think we probably have this in the bag. Did it feel like an even game? Sadly not. But, yeah. So now we're just going to counter this. And they may even attack Teferi with Typhoid Rats. Or not? You do anything with the rats? I mean, you might as well attack. You got Death Touch. Yeah, that's good. Although it probably would have been better to attack Teferi to stop him ulting, but oh well. Let's get rid of Spell Pierce. So yeah, we're gonna flip the Ascanta now. Seeing as we've got 7 in the graveyard, that was very, very fast. We probably want to get rid of Guardian Idol because it's just not going to be as exciting as... Okay, a sword. And let's go for a Spark Double. Get rid of Memory Deluge. Keep the land. We can play that from the graveyard anyway. It really doesn't matter here. And remember, the more we empty our hands, the more cards we get back with Iymrith. So it's really a win-win here. Oh my. Yeah, I think we've basically secured the finish line here to get our next reward, which will probably be some irrelevant alternate art. Alright, let's see what they get with Hidetsugu. But yeah, we've definitely just won here, mainly because we can phase out the Hidetsugu, Time Warp, swinging with everything twice, and should be good. I don't think there's anything they could, unless they had a pact themselves, but then the pact would probably kill them anyway, because they'd have to pay 5 mana on their next turn or they die. So okay, in the final moments here, let's just phase out there. So phasing means it won't exist until their next turn. But if we're having an extra turn here, then it just won't exist for the remainder of the game, basically. And I don't really care about Teferi losing loyalty there. Alright, so let's see if this just ends the game. No, okay, go through to the very end. Nice one. It really doesn't matter what we get rid of here. Let's just pump up to the maximum. Go over the top. -2. Okay. Sweet. Moving on to the next game then. Right, let's see what the next prize is. And it's sleeves, which is probably the best prize so far. That's actually pretty cool, sleeves. Considering sleeves actually cost money. Let's see it. Let's hopefully see what the final prize is. Win or lose, this will probably be my last game, just because I don't want the video to be too long. We'll just see how it goes, how fast it is. Which dragon is it going to be? It's going to be Iymrith Supreme. Interesting. This hand is a bit not great. Iymrith Supreme. Hexproof monocolored. That's pretty disgusting. We will mulligan. 2 lands is too low. Oh no, 2 lands again. Okay. I reckon we're going to lose this one, but it's fine. Unless they... You don't want to get ropers in this format because it feels bad to have to concede out of frustration. Let's see. Are we going to get a roper? Not even started the game yet. These are the ones I don't like the most, as when you start a game and nobody does anything. Okay, cool. Let's go. Come on. Have a good game, Mr. Inamono. Which is a bit ironic, given the 5 colours. Okay, so we basically just need lands now. If we miss next land drop, okay, we missed a land drop. That's not good. Can we get by on Spell Pierce and offer you can't refuse? Yikes. Mana base is interesting. I don't think we can... I think we'll give it one more turn and we're just going to concede to them. Yeah, that's a shame. It happens, guys. You know, mulliganing into... Or maybe I should have just kept the first hand. It was 2 lands as well, though. Double Striker. Interesting card. Maybe it's a graveyard themed deck. Unearth. +2/+2. If that spell's kicked. That's a lot of damage. Double strike. Oh, I guess we can block. I think we will block that. Oh no. Oh wait, what did I just miss there? Meh. Whatever. I must have accidentally pressed no blocks. Okay, that's fine. We've got lifelink. Discard a card. River's Rebuke. That's just way too expensive. Now, this could go one of 2 ways. We could mana drain something epic now. We just keep taking 4. Ugh, it's going to kill us by itself. That is going to kill us. No way. No more lands for the rest of the game. For the rest of the day. Take a day off. Discard a card. I'm going to get rid of Offer You Can't Refuse, based on the fact that that's just going to give him 2 treasures. Come on. Play something so I can counter it, please. We're going to die to we're going to die to this engine. No. Okay, a land, thank God. Ristic. Please save me. Save me, Ristic. Although, what the hell is in the hat? Maybe they've got red-black spells. Could be likely. Although this is an interesting one to put in, yeah. They still can't go for Niv-Mizzet though. They need black-red still. And they've currently only got Bant. Oh, down to 9. No, this is so silly now. Okay, cool. Tap creatures, put a stun counter. Maybe that'll save us. Maybe Lost in the Maze will actually save us here. Emerald Dragon! Yay! Let's gain loads of mana. 6 mana Emerald Dragon. Oh, interesting. So, maybe Mana Drain will save us. Legit. What can we do? We do that. Oh, everything is double bloody blue. I guess that's the right thing to do. We've got 1 blue left, which we... That's kind of crazy, actually. As we move it over to Iymrith and forego that 1 life gain. Okay, we're riding this Iymrith. That's all we got. We can still lose. Ward 4. Siege Dragon. What does that say? Destroy all walls. Your opponent's control. When it attacks, if defending player controls the walls, deals 2 damage. Why are they attacking? Do they want to get out of the graveyard? That felt weird. That felt very weird. I'm a bit confused. How scary is this? Whenever it enters, destroy all walls, your opponent's control. Whenever it attacks, 2 damage without flying. That doesn't seem scary, does it? I guess we're just going to attack. The fact we've got vigilance on this boy and lifelink, this is ludicrous. This is just going to get us back into the game now. As if we were down. We had like 2 lands for so long. That's crazy. End turn. Do you want to keep up counter spells? Don't really know. Play this guy, I guess.
If nothing else,
I think we'll discard Consuming Tide because we've got more things than them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the Relic Tower is basically letting us keep loads of cards. This is crazy. At Sushi. Cool. Some different dragons and stuff. I feel bad. I feel like I've entered a tournament not designed for me. Land tax. Only because I don't feel like too much under any pressure. If they attack me, I'll block and gain 6. Please don't do that. No. Why? Why? Why feed me that? Now they can't double block me. Oh, that feels bad.
don't worry, I'll think of something.
They've got no chance in hell now, I don't think. If they keep doing stuff like that. Ludicrous event. Ludicrous. Maybe they... I mean, MMR is important. They just need to introduce it into these formats. Because at the minute, I just feel like, I don't know, a bit dominating.
Ideas like
Discard a card.
are fleeting.
Let's go for that. And we don't even have to play anything. We can just keep up mana. That's how crazy it is. If they'd kept up the dragon, they could have recovered by double blocking, and then they would have had extra cards or treasures. But now I feel like it's just silly Billy territory. Why would you play that? That just dies instantly. Oh no, no, it's their hand. Okay. Each card in your hand. Damn, 4 mana, 7/7 is kind of cool though. Do not attack me. Don't attack me. Good. There we go.
Think fast.
Right, now we're going to do all sorts of stuff. Well, I think just probably win the game with a... Oh, man. That felt so wrong. That felt so wrong. That felt so wrong. I felt like Anakin in Revenge. Oh. Right. I guess that's it then. That's the event done. That's a clean sweep. And the final prize. Is it going to be something cool? Let's have a look what the prize is. Oh, that's such a piss take. I don't want to see this card. No. Oh, God. Why? Oh, no. No, why? Such a joke. Oh, yeah. Keep playing until the event ends. I guess you can get one more prize. I'll leave that to your imagination what that is. Probably something that's going to insult me. But yeah, it would be a pretty cool event. I think my feedback, if any employees are watching, which is unlikely, yeah, you got to have MMR in this, man. Because it's just a bit crazy. I shouldn't have dominated three games. That's wild. But yeah, absolutely love this format, and hopefully it comes back with refining qualities, refined nature, and maybe keep it permanent, like true EDH. That is awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a blast to use this, see something new, different opponents. Just wish maybe they were a bit stronger. I know that sounds really big-headed, but it's not fun to just dominate, is it? It isn't, to be honest. But yeah, until next time, like and subscribe, watch more videos, and support the channel. You can become a channel patron and get a custom video of your choice. Follow the link below, patreon.com, or donate via Ko-fi, and you can donate money that way to support me as well. Cool beans. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.